Big stories, big pressure, big nights at Anfield. This is Anfield Central, your home for the latest Liverpool news, transfers and sharp analysis. No noise, just what matters to real Reds. So if you love Liverpool, hit subscribe and stay ahead of every story. Let's get into it.
Liverpool make firm Alisson decision amid Juventus transfer interest. Liverpool are reportedly standing firm over the future of Alisson Becker, with the club determined to keep their first-choice goalkeeper despite growing interest from Italian giants Juventus. The Brazilian has remained a cornerstone of Liverpool's success since arriving from AS Roma in 2018, establishing himself as one of the most influential signings of the modern era at Anfield. Across more than 300 appearances, Alisson has helped deliver major silverware, including the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, EFL Cups, UEFA Super Cup and FIFA Club World Cup. However, with less than 18 months remaining on his current contract, Juventus are reportedly exploring the possibility of offering the 33-year-old a fresh challenge at this stage of his career. The move, though, faces significant complications. Reports suggest Juventus would struggle financially to complete a deal if they fail to secure qualification for next season's Champions League. Currently sitting fifth in Serie A under Luciano Spalletti, the Italian side risk missing out on crucial European revenue, a scenario that could effectively end their pursuit altogether. Even if Juventus manage to finish inside the top four, Liverpool are understood to have no intention of selling their number one goalkeeper this summer. Club sources indicate that Alisson remains central to Liverpool's plans, despite entering the final year of his deal at the end of the upcoming season. Unless an exceptional offer arrives, a departure appears highly unlikely, especially with the goalkeeper himself settled and happy at Anfield. Liverpool technically prepared for long-term succession last summer by signing Georgi Mamardashvili following his impressive performances with Valencia CF. While Mamardashvili earned a reputation as one of La Liga's standout shot-stoppers, he has struggled at times this season when asked to build play from the back. That contrast only highlights Alisson's continued importance, with his composure in possession and elite decision-making still viewed as vital to Arne Slot's tactical system. Replacing a goalkeeper of Alisson's caliber would represent a major risk, and Liverpool appear fully aware that stability in such a crucial position remains essential for continued success. For now, all indications suggest Liverpool's message is clear. Alisson is not for sale, and he remains a key figure in the club's immediate future.
Liverpool preparing massive €100 million move for Eduardo Camavinga amid midfield overhaul. Big changes are expected in Liverpool's midfield this summer, with Arne Slot preparing for a major squad reshaping ahead of next season. The Liverpool boss has relied heavily on the same midfield core over the past two campaigns, but injuries and contract uncertainty are now forcing the club to rethink its long-term structure. One major concern surrounds Wataru Endo, who is currently injured and not expected to feature again this season, while the 33-year-old could also be sold if the right offer arrives in the summer. At the same time, doubts remain over the future of Curtis Jones, whose contract runs until 2027, but negotiations over a new deal have yet to produce a breakthrough. If Liverpool fail to reach an agreement, the club could consider cashing in on the England international, potentially creating significant space for a new midfield arrival. That situation has pushed Liverpool toward what could become one of the biggest transfers of the upcoming window, a move for Eduardo Camavinga. The Real Madrid midfielder, still only 23, has already won 2 Champions League titles since joining the Spanish giants in 2021 and remains one of Europe's most versatile young stars. However, limited opportunities this season, with just 11 league starts under Xabi Alonso and Alvaro Arbeloa, have raised questions about his long-term role in Madrid. Liverpool scouts have tracked Camavinga across multiple transfer windows, valuing his ability to operate as a defensive midfielder, a number 8, or even as an emergency left-back. According to reports from Fichajes, Liverpool are now preparing what has been described as an unbeatable offer worth up to €100 million, with sporting director Richard Hughes ready to push aggressively for the deal. Sources close to Real Madrid reportedly believe such a figure would be extremely difficult to ignore, particularly given the player's inconsistent minutes this season. Despite fluctuating form, Camavinga is still viewed as one of the elite midfield talents in Europe, making him a potentially transformative signing for Slot's evolving system. His arrival could also unlock new tactical freedom for Ryan Gravenberch further forward, while adding elite competition alongside Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai. As Liverpool prepare for a new era under Slot, this summer could ultimately define how dominant their midfield becomes for years to come.
Liverpool face major Mohamed Salah decision as MLS and Saudi interest grows. Liverpool could soon be forced into one of the biggest decisions of their modern era, with uncertainty growing around the future of Mohamed Salah despite his contract running until 2027. The Egyptian forward signed a lucrative extension during the 2024-25 title-winning season, a deal agreed under sporting director Richard Hughes that currently sees Salah earning around £400,000 per week. However, concerns have started to emerge inside the club after a noticeable dip in form, with Salah failing to score a Premier League goal since November and spending periods out of the starting lineup due to ineffective performances. Because of that situation, decision-makers at Fenway Sports Group may now consider serious offers this summer rather than allowing such a high-value contract to run down. Interest from Saudi Arabia remains strong, with clubs including Al Ittihad and Al Qadsiya monitoring Salah closely as they continue searching for global superstar signings. Yet reports suggest a surprising alternative could appeal more to the Liverpool icon, as journalist Simon Hughes of The Athletic claims Major League Soccer may ultimately turn Salah's attention away from the Middle East. American side San Diego FC, owned by Egyptian-British billionaire Mohamed Mansour, are believed to be particularly interested, while other MLS teams could soon open designated player slots. Financially, MLS clubs rarely match Saudi transfer fees, meaning Liverpool would likely receive a smaller transfer sum compared to offers from the Saudi Pro League. Still, removing Salah's massive salary from the wage bill could help Liverpool reinvest heavily into the squad during a crucial rebuilding phase. Speaking on the Walk On podcast, Hughes explained that lifestyle factors may heavily influence Salah's decision, noting the forward's comfort living in the UK and suggesting the United States could represent a more attractive long-term move. Importantly, Liverpool have no intention of losing Salah for free when his contract expires, meaning any departure would almost certainly need to happen this summer if the right offer arrives. The club's stance is clear: a buying team must satisfy both Salah and Liverpool financially, ensuring funds can immediately be reinvested back into the transfer market. That leaves the final decision resting largely with Salah himself, as Liverpool prepare for a summer that could define the next phase of the post-Klopp era. Liverpool identifies €60 million Luis Suarez as potential Federico Chiesa replacement. Liverpool's attacking rebuild could take another major turn this summer, with the club now exploring options to reshape a forward line that has struggled for consistency throughout the season. Despite heavy investment in attacking players over the past year, there have been long periods where goals simply haven't come easily, especially when injuries and squad rotation disrupted rhythm in key competitions. With the Premier League becoming increasingly demanding and European football requiring depth and reliability, strengthening the attack has quickly become one of the club's top priorities. Uncertainty surrounding several forwards has only increased that urgency, particularly with doubts still lingering over the long-term futures of Mohamed Salah and Federico Chiesa. If departures materialise this summer, Liverpool could suddenly find themselves needing multiple attacking reinforcements to maintain competitiveness across all competitions. One intriguing name now emerging on Liverpool's shortlist is Luis Suarez, although not the former Anfield icon fans might immediately think of. Unlike the legendary Uruguayan striker who once starred for Liverpool, this Suarez is a Colombian forward currently playing for Sporting CP and enjoying a remarkable season in Portugal. Reports from Sports Boom suggest Liverpool scouts have been closely monitoring the 28-year-old after being impressed by his finishing ability and all-round attacking intelligence. Suarez has delivered outstanding numbers this campaign, scoring 27 goals and adding 6 assists, establishing himself as one of the most clinical forwards in the Portuguese league. Sporting are believed to value the striker at around €60 million and internally regard him as a world-class finisher capable of stepping up immediately to elite European football. Liverpool's need for depth up front has become clearer amid fitness concerns affecting options like Alexander Isak and the heavy workload carried by first-choice striker Ugo Ekitike. At present, Chiesa is viewed largely as a backup attacking option, and there are growing indications that Arne Slot is unconvinced by his long-term suitability within the system. A striker with Suarez's scoring profile could therefore ease pressure across Liverpool's front line, allowing minutes to be shared more effectively while reducing injury risks over a demanding season.
Although €60 million represents a significant investment, Liverpool have repeatedly shown they are willing to spend heavily when recruitment staff believe a player perfectly fits the tactical vision. With a crucial transfer window approaching, the Reds appear ready to make decisive moves to ensure their attack evolves alongside Arne Slot's long-term project at Anfield.
Virgil van Dijk sends honest message as Liverpool chase momentum before West Ham clash. Virgil van Dijk has delivered a brutally honest assessment of Liverpool's current level, despite the Reds securing a dramatic late victory against Nottingham Forest last weekend. Liverpool left the City ground with all 3 points thanks to an injury-time winner from Alexis Mac Allister, a result that significantly boosted their push toward the Champions League places. However, the captain admitted performances still fall short of the standards the squad expects from itself as they prepare to face West Ham United at Anfield. Van Dijk stressed that momentum is now the priority, insisting recent improvements mean little unless Liverpool continue turning performances into results. Writing in his pre-match programme notes, the Dutch defender explained that progress has been visible in recent weeks, but the team is still not exactly where it needs to be. He emphasised that winning doesn't always come through free-flowing football, adding that sometimes success depends on resilience, defensive discipline, and the mentality to fight until the final whistle. That fighting spirit was evident against Nottingham Forest, where Liverpool remained compact defensively before pushing late to secure a crucial winner. Van Dijk admitted it was especially satisfying to finally come out on the right side of a late goal after several frustrating moments earlier in the season. The Liverpool skipper also warned supporters not to underestimate West Ham, despite the Reds winning 9 of their last 10 meetings against the London side. Recent clean sheets have provided a strong defensive foundation, and Van Dijk believes maintaining that solidity could once again be decisive. Looking ahead, Liverpool face back-to-back league fixtures against West Ham and Wolverhampton Wanderers, matches the captain described as difficult regardless of league positions. He pointed to the Premier League's relentless competitiveness, insisting every opponent demands full respect and maximum concentration. Van Dijk concluded by calling on his teammates to show humility, work ethic, and the determination to compete for every ball as Liverpool attempt to build real momentum heading into a crucial stage of the season.
Liverpool predicted lineup versus West Ham as Arne Slot faces another difficult selection decision ahead of Liverpool's clash with West Ham United, with the right-back position once again emerging as the biggest tactical headache. Liverpool are expected to keep a similar structure to last weekend's narrow victory over Nottingham Forest, but one significant defensive change now looks increasingly likely. Injuries to Connor Bradley and Jeremy Frimpong have left slots short of natural options throughout the season, forcing repeated experimentation in the role. Although Frimpong has returned to fitness after missing 5 matches, reports suggest he is unlikely to be rushed straight back into the starting 11. Last week, Dominik Szoboszlai began the match at right back, but Liverpool struggled creatively before Slot reshuffled early in the game. Moving Szoboszlai into a more advanced number 10 position noticeably improved Liverpool's attacking rhythm, highlighting where the Hungarian is most effective. However, Curtis Jones also found the defensive role difficult, making it unlikely that Slot repeats the same solution against West Ham. Instead, Joe Gomez could return to the starting lineup for the first time since suffering a hip injury against AFC Bournemouth in January. Further forward, Szoboszlai is expected to continue in an attacking midfield role, particularly with Florian Wirtz still unavailable due to a back injury. Liverpool's injury concerns also include Giovanni Leone, Wataru Endo and Alexander Isak, limiting Slot's rotation options ahead of a demanding schedule. Between the posts, Alisson Becker is expected to start behind a defensive line of Gomez, Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk and Milos Kerkez. Midfield duties should again fall to Ryan Gravenberch alongside last week's match winner Alexis Mac Allister, with Szoboszlai operating just ahead of them. Despite a 9-game Premier League goal drought, Slot publicly backed Mohamed Salah during his pre-match press conference. The Liverpool boss insisted Salah has overcome similar spells before, saying the challenge now is simply helping the forward rediscover his scoring rhythm. Young talent Rio Nagumaha is expected to receive increased opportunities in the coming months, though he will likely begin this match on the bench. On the left flank, Cody Gakpo should retain his place, while Hugo Ekitike will be hoping to improve after scoring just once in his last 8 league appearances.
All signs point towards Liverpool lining up as Alisson, Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkez, Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Salah, Ekitike, Gakpo as slot searches for balance ahead of another crucial Premier League test.